Another month, another comic haul. Let's check out what I got this time. Hey everyone, it's vmcampos, comic book fan. It's the end of the month and I've got another comic haul for you. This one's kind of a big one, so let's get started. First I got the free preview, Star Wars reads for Marvel and Disney and Lucasfilm. I guess it's a bunch of previews for various comics that are coming out. So, okay, cool, got a copy of that. Then I've got Spider-Gwen, Ghost Spider, #1 from Marvel Comics. So I love Spider-Gwen. I was reading her comics since she debuted in Edge of Spider-Verse #2. I liked her series. I thought it ended kind of in a dark vein, and now they've relaunched it with a brand new creative team. We'll see how it goes. This is an intro issue to get everyone up to speed. I got the variant cover, this full art virgin cover, which is amazing, and it's a really cool cover. I want to put this up on my wall. Another great piece of art here, the Unbeatable Squirrel Girl, #36 from Marvel. So after Erica Henderson left the series, she's still doing these covers, or they were left over in her contract, but the new creative team, the new artist, Derek Charm, is doing the main art duties. So, fun series, it's funny, it's irreverent, not everything has to be dark and gritty. So, Squirrel Girl is one that I'm reading on the reg. Another sort of fun, lighthearted, all-ages book is Marvel Rising. Miss Marvel and Squirrel Girl is #1, the variant edition. I like the style here also, cartoony, not too realistic, doesn't take itself too seriously, and I really like the art style on both Kamala Khan and Squirrel Girl. Sort of a vaguely Darwin Cook-esque style, and the artist here, can't quite read that, but I picked up this one. Hot off the press, Shuri has her own comic. Shuri #1 from Marvel. This is a regular old cover. Creative team, Okorafor, Romero, and Belair. So she's got her own comic. She's of course been a backup in the Black Panther books for years, but now she's got her own book. Venom #1, 5th printing. So this book is hot. It's gone over to 5 printings. This one stood out to me because it's a cool sketch cover. People love sketch covers, but it's the 5th printing, so value-wise, it probably won't be there, but that's an epic cover. Look at old Venom right there. So it's #1, but legacy number 166. This is by Cates, Stegman, Mayer, and Martin. And speaking of legacy numbering, here's Moon Knight #200. So somehow if you do the math, Moon Knight has had 200 issues. This is the latest one. Regular cover. Creative team is Bemis, Davidson, and Mila. So I picked up Moon Knight when it started the all-new, all-different Marvel after Secret Wars. I thought it was enjoyable. Haven't read it in a while, but here's #200, so perhaps another jumping on point. Moving over to the distinguished competition is Batman Detective Comics, #990. So DC is doing a lot of these foil stamped covers in October. I'm loving them all, but I'm a sucker for the variant covers of the 90s. That was my jam back in my original comic collecting heyday. I loved all of those holographic foil embossed stamped covers. Are they coming back? Maybe. Are they going to cause the industry-wide crash again? I hope not, but here's a red foil treatment on that. Detective #990. Catwoman #4, silver foil stamped cover. I think it's very cool. She's got her her suit in this beautiful silver background. I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but it's textured. It's not just shiny, but even the black areas are textured. And it's really, these are really great to see in person. So I got number 4. I also got the Harley Quinn number 52, shiny foil cover. These probably have an official name. Let me know in the comments what's the official name. I think it's foil stamped covers is the official name. So we've got Harley Quinn looking pretty cool, monochromatic with hints of red, and then the background shiny, shiny red. Love that. And lastly, from the shiny covers, I love this one the most, I think. Batgirl number 28. Look at this beautiful gold shiny cover and a great dynamic pose. So again, monochromatic except for the highlights with the new Batgirl outfit and a gold background. Again, looking closely, this stamped or edged black plus the gold. So nice. Old Lady Harley, number 1. So in her own limited series, Old Lady Harley, post-apocalyptic version, kind of reminds me of Tank Girl to some degree. This is variant cover B, the Amanda Connor cover. More violent than I thought. Look at that severed arm right there. And her little doggy all robotic and stuff. So we've got Thierry Miranda and De La Cruz creative team, and Connor cover. Teen Titans number 22, beautiful cover featuring Crush, Lobo's daughter, and the new Teen Titans, Jin, Kid Flash, I forget her name for the moment, and Cannonball or Super Ball or whatever his name is, and Robin. So just the cover alone here, like this very realistic depiction of the characters. This is a great, nearly full art virgin cover that DC has been doing. I like those. Moving over to some Star Wars comics. This is Dr. Aphra number 25. So 2 whole years that this book has been published. Dr. Aphra, breakout character of the new Star Wars mythology. This is the plain old regular cover. And it's basically, if you don't know, she's sort of like an Indiana Jones rogue sort of character. She is secretly working with Darth Vader, but I think there's trouble in paradise, and she's holding a lightsaber. And what's that in the background? Are those her droids all broken up back there? So, creative team, Spurrier, Walker, Deering, and Tartaglia. For the month of October, IDW was publishing some scary Star Wars comics. This is Star Wars Adventures, Tales from Vader's Castle. This is number 4, featuring the Ewoks. Francesco Francavilla, more famous perhaps for Afterlife with Archie, did all the regular covers. I got the Robert Hack variant cover. And for 5 weeks in October, there was a different scary Star Wars tale. This one featuring the Ewoks and Night of the Gorax. Robert Hack does the interior cover as well as Derek Charm. So it's sort of like a wraparound story and then the main scary story in between. Very interesting issue. Kind of a violent ending for a Disney book. Continuing the amazing Bill Sienkiewicz Walking Dead covers, here's the Walking Dead number 183 from Image Comics, featuring Ezekiel. So Sienkiewicz has been creating some amazing, beautiful covers. I'm going to do the top 18 comics covers of 2018, and spoiler alert, one of these will probably be number 1. If not this, then perhaps issue 184 featuring Princess. So the Governor issue was amazing, Rick's issue, Carl's issue, they were all beautiful. We've got now Ezekiel and Princess, one of the newest characters from The Walking Dead. Great Sienkiewicz style, just amazing full art. Next up, also from Image, is Unnatural from Mirka and Dolfo. So this is a comic that was originally published in Italian by this up-and-coming artist, and now her work is being published over at Image Comics, translated in English. Seems to be doing well. First issue and such has been going to second printings, and it's basically a furry comic with a very, very heavy story. The main character, no, that's not her, is Lisa, a pig, who lives in this sort of totalitarian nation where the government can decide who you have relationships with, and basically only rabbits can be with rabbits and pigs with pigs, and, you know, bears with bears and so forth, and anything else is unnatural, which is prison sentence and often death. Well, Leslie is having fantasies about some sort of wolf, and it's kind of macabre and weird and violent. It's an interesting series. So where else are you going to see a naked male butt right on the cover? And where else are you going to see the main character getting porked right on the cover? So that's Leslie right there in her Wolf of Her Dreams, or Is It Nightmares? This is the cover by Ben Gall, and then the Andolfo cover. A photo cover for Stranger Things. So this is the Duffer Brothers Present Stranger Things by Jody Houser. This is number 1 photo cover, so that's variant number 4. I really like the distressed look of it, that it's like a well-worn magazine. Oh, it's from Dark Horse Comics, and it's news stories and stuff. And here's a great photo cover. They don't have a lot of these anymore. And we've got illustrated by Stefano Martino, Keith Champagne, and Lauren Affey. Continuing with Dark Horse Comics, here's a series that I read regularly, Beasts of Burden. This is originally created by Evan Dorkin and Jill Thompson. We've got Benjamin Dewey and Nate Picos on art for this series. It's a limited series. This is number 3. Beasts of Burden, Wise Dogs and Eldritch Men. It's basically supernatural. We've got dogs that have psychic powers, and they're trying to keep the forces of evil at bay from the town of Burden Hill. So there's some weird emanations happening. It's up to the dogs and their psychic powers to put a stop to it all. I picked up Usagi Yojimbo, The Hidden Number 6 and number 7 of 7. This is Stan Sakai's seminal book about Usagi Yojimbo, the wandering rabbit bodyguard. Covers are color by Tom Luth. Interiors are by Stan Sakai. Black and white, utterly beautiful. One of the most beautiful works of any comics currently being published. Intricate story about feudal Japan, betrayal, honor, all that stuff. Kind of like an all-ages book, but it's got flashes of violence, such as this guy right here getting slashed across the throat or something, but not really enough blood. And in an epic pose by Usagi right there. So it's a limited 7-issue series. Moving over to something very lighthearted, Adventure Time Season 11. Now, I don't know anything about this at all, I just saw it on the shelves and I picked it up. So rest in peace, Adventure Time. After a decade, the series ends. A lot of people are downhearted, but over at the Google Plus community, the comic book community, and the Adventure Time community, I remind people, don't forget, the comics are still being published. And apparently there's a sort of a Season 11 series. Now, I noticed something over here. Pre-order. What's this about? I don't really know. And then the barcode there, 01021. So I guess this is the second variant cover. Is it a pre-order? Is it a preview book? I don't know. I haven't opened it yet. But I like this cover. I always like taking these cartoon characters that we know and sort of giving them a new spin in the art. So, Adventure Time, Season 11, and this is from Boom Studios. Moving over to Archie Comics, here's another new series, Archie 1941. So, Archie has done an interesting job of creating like alternate versions of their classic characters. This is sort of a little bit more realistic version, a realistic take about what if the Riverdale gang basically participated in World War II. It's a 5-issue limited series. Creative team of Wade, Augustine, Krauss, Fitzpatrick, and Morelli. Very cool Art Deco style of lettering here. And speaking of bold directions, here's Vampironica number 3 by Greg and Meg Smallwood. Cover art by Francesco Francavilla. So, of the Afterlife with Archie fame, this is basically vampires, and Veronica is part of the undead and all of that. It's part of the Archie Horror imprint. Some of these covers are truly amazing, like this one, issue number 4. I love this one. It's so atmospheric. Look at this beautiful purple color. It's sort of like shades of Frazetta, I would say. Those bats and the purple and the black and the green, amazing. Shame that I realized after I got home that it looks like the cover's a little damaged. Maybe I can get it replaced. But this is a very interesting series that's going on with, again, Archie Comics doing things that you don't expect. Next up, Tank Girl All-Stars from Titan. This is issue number 4. So, Tank Girl's 30 years old, celebrating 30 years this year. We've got a variety of creators contributing to short stories about Tank Girl. We've got Martin, Parson, Bond, WJC, Staples, and Mahfood. So this is the Brett Parsons cover. I like his style a lot. It's got this cartoony style that I really enjoy. And 10 points for you if you get the reference of this cover. Let me walk you through it. Ask Me About My Man-Baby Agenda is a parody of the final issue of the recent Mockingbird. Well, I don't know how recent it was, but the Mockingbird series that a lot of the butthurt fanboys, the trolls were, trolling the creators, and the series ended with the Ask Me About My Feminist Agenda jab. R.I.P. on that series. So here's Tank Girl's take on that. And I got that cover, as well as this epic cover over here. The Greg Staples version. Look at this, it's so beautiful, it's so epic. Look at Tank Girl, look at Booga, look at everyone. Just looking epic. This would be a perfect movie poster. Booga is a pimp. Classic Tank Girl, Volume 2. So this is reprinting the early Hewlett and Martin comics, back before she debuted in the US, I believe. These are from the original Deadline UK magazines, now in full color. So you can relive the classic Tank Girl comics from 30 years ago. Pretty cool that they're publishing them again. And lastly, the end of the road for this video and for this comic series. The Simpsons Comics number 245, the final issue. It's a Simpsons send-off. After 25 years and 245 issues, the Simpsons comic ends. First debuting in 1993 from Bongo Comics. Our favorite family has had a comic published for 25 years. Very, very impressive. Very impressive that they didn't renumber it every few years and reboot it and so forth. So this is the final issue, direct edition. I'm going to be on the hunt for the newsstand edition to complete the set. Well, so long, Simpsons. I guess when you're in comic book format, you know when to hang it up. So this month was a big haul for comics. I hadn't been to the shop in a little while, so I picked up a bunch of books that I read regularly. I got some books that just the covers looked amazing, or the concept, and I put them in my cart and added some to the pull list and some as one-shots. And as you can see here, it was a lot of them. Help me count with me. So, see anything you'll like? Got any recommendations for next month? What should I be picking up? If you liked this video, don't forget to tell me so in the comments, or give me a like, or a subscribe, or better yet, why not head on over to patreon.com/vmcampos and think about contributing. For as little as $1 a month, you keep me funded. If you move up to the higher tiers, I will send you some cool, curated comic books from my collection. I think it's a good deal. So, this has been VM Campos. See you at the comic shops.